just roast this anyway. I'm gonna get it back to where we usually get there manually. So, settings I'll start with. Well, no, I'll switch it to 15 gas. And then I will hit this button, start learn. And then I'll dump it. Alright, so I'm going to let that go down. The temperature is going to drop until about 170 degrees, give or take.
And why do we adjust it to 15?
Just so it doesn't heat up too fast.
Oh, okay.
Temperature's still dropping.
So you drop the gas valve down to 15 in order for things to change less quickly?
Yes.
Because it's manual?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so we're at 180, 179, slowing down. Anytime now it's going to pick back up. Well, 178, 177. Okay, that's our turnaround. So, kick that into gear, 90 gas, and we will start 10-degree increments for our set temp. So we're going to be shooting for 190 degrees. And you'll see the bean temp start to rise. The reason we set it to not a high temperature is so it can get there at a reasonable rate instead of just immediately trying to go to 400 something, whatever. So, for a while we're just going to stick hanging out 10-degree increments. And we'll change the set temp when it gets to, the 6, 7. So, 10. Now, set the fan to 40, just to keep it on track. And now we're going to hang out here for a while.
What was the fan at?
The fan was originally at 30.
Yeah, oh, 30. 30.
So our target temp is 409 for where we want to end up.
Yep.
Because that's what the Guatemala profile is, so we're just going to try and match that.
Wait, so is this just a manual roast in Guatemala, or are we
Yes.
Okay.
It's a manual roast of Guatemala, just to try and manually get to, just to emulate exactly what the pre-saved Guatemala profile is.
Okay, I didn't know if you were doing overload. Is that the only one right now that we do manual roast of?
So we don't do, there's a profile for it, but we just have to manually lift it up.
Okay.
It's the only dark roast that we have, and it's a little different.
Do you have written instructions on manual roasts?
I have a little guide that I made up. It's a little where I can understand it, but I can streamline it and make it a little more clear.
Okay.
So up when we get to like 350 degrees is when I'll change something next. So we're just going to keep going in increments of 10.
That's my favorite. What temperature was the goal before an exchange? 350? 340? What did you just say?
The next change to the fan we'll make is we'll be at 350.
Should have brought my selfie stick. I left the coffee bag over here.
Yeah.
Seriously, huh?
Nah, that's alright. I meant the big one. Yeah.
Almost up to 45. It's a nice tan right now, the color. So it's not going to be long before it starts seeing the color that we're wanting to get close to.
Set to.
Alright, and I'm about to switch the set temp to 380. That will be the last 10 degree increment on this one. I will start doing increments of 5. Now at 375, I'm going to set the fan to 50. And we want to keep an ear out at this point, because at first crack is when we turn off the gas. So now I'm at 385. Cracky, let me know. I hear it. Yep, alright, first crack. Gas at 0. And now we set the fan to 60. We're pumping the brakes. We want it to cool down. Go to 400. Now remember, our temperature that we want to reach is 409. Excuse me.
Slowing the process. I'd say after putting the gas to 0, you could probably just set the temperature up. We're not increasing the heat. I think it's all radiant at that point. I guess. Yeah.
And then at the end here, I think we're gonna do decrements of 2 just to like get across the finish line. Maybe 407. I'm gonna put the fan at 70 also, just to keep it going a tiny bit longer. I'm gonna guess around 11 and a half minutes where we will end. Or 9. Alright. Finish it off, gas at 15.
What time are you shooting for?
I'm more shooting towards the 10th. It's gonna be probably 11:45, maybe a little earlier. So it's 408. As soon as I hit 409, there we go.
What did you just click?
I hit stop learn,
Stop learn.
and then I just lift it up and dump it manually. And now it goes to this screen where you have the option to overwrite it onto one of the profiles.
Or create a new one.
Yeah. So, well, there's a name over all the profiles right now. So all 15.
I see.
And it will give us the option, you know, to go over.
Do you
whichever one we
write
wish.
over it? Or
It depends. I mean, we will have to usually erase one to write over.
yeah.
But yeah. So that was the Guatemala, and I tried to do it exactly like cuts at the same temperature around the same time, and that was pretty good. And now this is Guatemala roasted automatically. This is roasted manually. Looks very similar.
Yep.
So got the right temperature around the time that I wanted. So it's really just a balance of getting there, and you want to overshoot it, which is possible with like a natural processed coffee because it's more sensitive. And you want that to like, you want to pump the brakes harder because it will get hot pretty fast.
So adding 15% gas at the end, is it because the temperature slowed down enough for the time that it was like, hey, throw a little extra heat on?
Yeah, just to like finish it out, you know, get anything else, and just get it across the finish line really. Because I like slow it down, like I cut the gas completely when I get to the crack, and you know it's self-cooking at that point.
Yeah.
Then I just so I want it like crawling at like cubic degrees from the end.
When you did the stop on that, is that when the door opened, or did
I
you open
opened
it?
it myself,
Okay.
so you'll hit stop, and it won't open automatically. You have to do that yourself.
And you did that before you hit stop on.
I pressed stop and then I
Stop and then.
dumped the coffee. So yeah. Alright. I'm not going to save that because it's almost exactly what we already have.
Right.
So there you have it. Now we will go back to our standard temperature, which will be 440. Gas, 75. Fan at 30. So that will be the standard setting.
So the fact that you stop learn before you open the hatch, that step wasn't saved.
Well, when I say stop learn, that knows that it's the end. So
And then you
it
have the
ends by
option to overwrite.
when you do automatic. So
Okay.
so that part will just like happen. It
yeah.
knows you're done, so it dumps.
It will.